Hello everyone, I am Ragnarok, and welcome to The Reckoning. So today we're going to be doing episode 5 playthrough of the Age of Calamitous Mod for Conan Exiles the game. In the last episode, we were in the jungle base. We had our little jungle base out there in, let's see, on the map. It was over here. We did some thralling in the, of course I'm making noises. We did some thralling in the Deketo Island. I believe we did some of the pirate ship. And then if I remember right, we did the Stormhold camp and the Van Ghoul camp. I think that's the only two things we did out there. Since then, it's been a little while. I haven't put out an episode, and it's been actually a good amount of time since I put out an episode. I apologize for that. We've been putting out a lot of how-to videos and stuff like that. But I haven't really been playing much on the single player, or not single player, on this multiplayer server, a little bit here and there. But we do have a clan now. I had a bunch of friends join me, so we do have a clan, and they've been pretty active. So there are a decent amount of stuff. So right now what we did is the clan did build right here in the green, what I call the plains. I don't know what the actual name of the biome is, but basically right near New Asgarth. We do have a decent-sized outpost out there. It's kind of like a way station before people figure out where they're actually going to build. So that's where we are right now. And what we're going to do today in this episode is we are going to go to the Black Keep. Gonna get some of that shiny, nice, beautiful Silent Legion armor. So we're gonna do that dungeon to get that armor, and then we'll craft that armor and go from there. So the Silent Legion armor is the best heat protection armor in the non-modded version of the game. So it's probably gonna be our best protection when we're in areas with heat, until we can make some of that beautiful Age of Calamitous armors. So that's what we're gonna do today. So here we are. We're just north of New Asgarth, right at the bridge that goes to the Black Keep. There's a nice Black Keep right there. And let's go. So if you wonder what I'm wearing, right now we're wearing the Acolonium armor, and then we're wearing the first scarf. The first scarf is the item that we get from the loyalty vendor. The reason I'm wearing it is because the first scarf actually gives you 4 bars of cold protection. So it's going to stop us from getting frostbite, which I'm about to get, and there's a reason for that, and I'll go with that in a second. But basically, on the server I play on, which is my server, it's an online server, I have it set to give loyalty tokens every day you log in. So every 24-hour period you log in, you can redeem a certain amount of loyalty tokens. So after about like a week of playing, you can buy a bunch of loyalty items from the loyalty vendor. If you're interested in finding out what that is and what that does and all that stuff, we have a video on it, loyalty tokens, how to. So definitely check that out. It's a really good video. Shows a lot of people ask about loyalty tokens and all that stuff. So it showcases a lot of the items you can get from them, from the loyalty vendor also, and where the loyalty vendor is and all that stuff. Definitely check out that video. But anyways, the reason I'm getting frostbite right now is this game's weird sense of temperature. So the reason is because I'm wearing this armor right here, which gives a decent amount of heat protection. So if I take off this armor, I'm already not frostbite, and it will go down to very cold. I think it's going to go down to cold. Let's see. I think I already have this stand. Yeah. Yep, there it is, cold. So it's always been kind of weird to me. I understand if you're in a hot area and I'm wearing like a winter suit, I'm going to overheat. So that makes sense. If you're wearing like the cold protection armor and you're in like the desert, you're going to get heat stroke. That makes sense. I understand why they do it the opposite, but I mean, technically it doesn't make sense. If I'm wearing like a t-shirt and shorts, which is made for hot weather, I'm not going to be more cold in that than I am if I'm naked. But I get how they do it. It's a coating reason and all that stuff. So I'm sure, or just to make it simple, you make it apply both directions instead of just one direction. But it's weird. So that's the reason the first scarf works. The cool thing is you don't necessarily need to wear the first scarf. I could have just came here in just the Acolonian gear. The distance from here to here is actually pretty short. Even if you're frostbite the whole way, as you saw, we ran past all the skeletons. You don't have to fight them. You can literally make it in here, and once you get in here, it's a normalized temperature inside this place. So you don't have to worry about being frostbite in here. There's no temperature. So you could just run there in whatever gear you're wearing. All right, so here's the dungeon. I probably should have brought myself a torch or something, but whatever. So I have to try to remember which way to go. I think it's as soon as you walk in, you take a left. Should be a skeleton. There it is. I was like, there should be skeletons here somewhere. You know what? We're just gonna use. We're gonna use the sword. I lied. And the one thing about this. The one thing about this dungeon is the skeletons do give you. They give you corruption when they hit. So you do have to be aware of that. However, they do give you some. They do drop some really nice things. The steel reinforcements. What do we need off this? Use one of those. So you are going to gain corruption. Every time they hit, they're going to give you some corruption. I'm actually blanking. I'm actually blanking a little bit. Let's see. Nope. Okay. Go this way. I actually remember I used to play this game. I played this game back when it was beta. And they actually used to have traps. Like, there used to be, like, these little spike traps here. Like, on this staircase, you would come up, there would be a spike trap here, but there'd also be, like, one on this wall. And the traps in this game, like, you could trigger them, but you could be standing, like, here and still get hit by them. Like, the hitbox for the traps was way off, which is probably why they took them out, because they probably couldn't get it to work. But, like, this was really a big pain, because, like, you would just get people that would just, like, they would, like, have to climb up these staircases and stuff like that, and there were traps. It was just, you couldn't really go through here. There was a very small chance you'd go through here and not end up triggering, taking a lot of damage to traps. And they would cause bleed, too, if I remember right. It's been so long. But it's kind of funny going through here now, and it's like, oh. Although they did make the skeletons used to be a lot easier, and now they're a lot harder. So I think they kind of evened out in that aspect. Take the silver dust. We don't care about anything else. I do like this dungeon. The skeletons are kind of hard. This is a really good dungeon for... You can realistically do this dungeon probably at like level 50. Actually, you shouldn't do it before level 50 because you need to have the hardened steel recipe in order to learn the recipe here. So if you don't know, where is this star metal? I think it's hardened steel. If I'm wrong, you might want to look it up, but I think if you're level 50, you can learn the recipes here. I'm pretty sure you need to know hardened steel. I could test it out, I guess. If I get a chance to test it out while editing the video, I'll put it in like a little note above me. So there might be a note right now above my head saying confirmation one way or another. I'm pretty sure it's hard to steal though. Either way, there's a recipe you're going to learn here for armor and a weapon, and you need to either know the hardened steel recipe or the star metal recipe to learn that. So you really can't come here until you're level 50 anyways. I mean, you can, but there's no point. And as you can tell, I'm trying to remember which ways to go. Oops. Okay. I'm kind of tanking these guys a little bit. Like, they're doing a decent amount of damage, and I do gotta watch myself. Like, right now I'm getting kind of low. Although I'm not gonna heal myself because I'm bleeding. That's annoying. Ooh, hardened steel. I like it. I'll take it. And I apologize for the feedback. If you guys are getting some feedback for, like, me clicking my mouse, stuff like that. I recently just changed my audio setup, and I'm still kind of fine-tuning it. So you guys might get a little feedback from, like, when I'm double-clicking with the mouse. Still working on some of the audio filters, so I apologize. Hopefully you guys don't get too much of it, but you probably will notice some of it. But yeah, you can come here. If you come here with like a... Like, I usually... Spears don't really cause these guys knockback, and they won't bleed. Come here with like an axe, though, or a spear. You should be good to go. Even a two-handed sword. These guys are definitely a lot better to do like a axe and shield, because then you can block when you do the block and they stagger, then you can attack them with the axe. You'll lose a lot less life. All right, so when you get to this little intersection, you're gonna go straight first. The boss is to the right, but you're gonna do straight first. And technically, we don't have to fight these guys. So you come here to this open chest, you hit E on it, or whatever button is your interact, and you get an ancient key. That key is what lets you into the boss room. So if you don't want to fight those guys, which I don't, although they are good experience and they drop some good stuff, I'm not going to fight them. You may have to fight like one. Oh, they're both following me. Can I make it? Can you close this? Nope. I was wondering if you could actually close it. So one followed me. Whatever. One's better than four, right? Ooh, we got some star metal. Ooh, I'll take this. Let's eat that real quick. All right, so if you guys are actually wondering, I probably should have showed you earlier. I'll show you my stats. So we're level 86, which I think last episode we were like level like 70 something. So we're obviously above the vanilla standards because we're on the Age of Calamitous mod. So stat wise, we're pretty decent. Also, honestly, my stats really aren't that far off from where they would be vanilla. If I was on a vanilla server right now, my agility would be lower, and my encumbrance might be a little lower. That's pretty much about it, because I would have drank a yellow lotus potion, which you can make at the fireball cauldron, and I would have restatted myself for this dungeon, and then just re-drank and whatever. So I mean, that's the stat wise, I wouldn't be that too different if I was like level say 50. Like I said, there's just this would be a lot lower, and this would be lower. I always prioritize vitality. You can survive longer. Strength is next, but I mean, if you have like sword and shield or axe and shield, you know, you don't have to kill the enemies as fast. So strength is not as big a deal. Survival abilities for when you do get hit, and to get these buffs. When you eat food, it counts as healing, increases healing effect of consumables. So those two stacks plus the passive, that's huge. The reason I do the agility is when I get the Silent Legion armor, it's a heavy armor. This fourth perk right here lets you roll. So in heavy armor, you can only just like jump to the side. But now I'll be able to do that when I put heavy armor on, which is really nice, because then it's a lot easier to fight with heavy armor. So that is the reason. Once we go through there, we take this, we go straight. And this is the door you wouldn't be able to open without the key. Well, it doesn't really tell you. It should say like using key. But you don't lose the key. You can go here multiple times. You only need to get the key once. So next time you come back here, if you're farming the boss, you can do it. Don't forget the book. Actually, this book does nothing. One of the books gave you a recipe. I can't remember though. Yeah, if you farm this boss, because you will need some mats from him. All right, here we go. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna run past him. We're gonna run over here, and we're gonna kill this skeleton so we don't aggro him when we're trying to. Okay, we're gonna just miss him entirely. So there's one skeleton here, there's one on the other side. We're gonna kill them first, so we don't have to worry about them accidentally aggroing them when we're trying to fight the boss, because that would be very inconvenient. And the good thing about the boss is he's kind of slow. He's actually almost here already. Crap. Okay, go to the other side. Kill the other one. And then we won't have to worry about getting attacked by a pain in the butt skeleton while we're fighting the big boss guy. Hopefully we don't die. Alright, cool. Take stuff from him real quick. I didn't check the other guy, but who cares? Alright, let's do the boss. So I forget what his actual name is. Is he like the Silent Legion captain or something? I forget what his actual name is, but the armor oh, okay, well. So when he does that, don't be near it. The wave, the little bubble, it actually will, and he does this. That you don't want to be near either. That's his range attack. Ooh, crap. Okay. And there's an example of me getting hit. And we may just speed up the video a little bit. I'll just speed up me fighting him so you can still see me fighting him. But you don't have to deal with hearing the clicks and... Actually, maybe not. Maybe we'll kill him fast enough. Oops. Okay. Just gonna use this as a protection while I heal up real quick. He's gonna dash. That's your opening right there, by the way. If you're fighting him normally, like I said, I'm tanking through him, which, I mean, you saw my vitality. It's max vitality, but it's not anything that's... I mean, I usually have max vitality by, like, level 40, I think. Because the Accolonian armor itself actually does, gives you vitality bonus. So it's not like it's hard to get once you get that vitality bonus. And there's other things you can do to boost your vitality. I'm using the two-handed sword, and the main reason I'm using the two-handed sword is because it does a bunch of damage, and it sunders, so it actually gives me a little bit more, oh, I'm out of stamina. Wasn't even paying attention. Alright, let's see. Hopefully he doesn't do any of his, there, yeah, that's the one. Sometimes if you get lucky, if you get in the right position, he won't actually hit you with all the attacks, which is kind of nice, too. Yep. I probably should heal. Because my luck is I'll get, like, he'll start hitting me on it with a combo and I'll get massively hurt from it. There you go. And boom. I don't care. I'm just going to take a tank to the tag. There it is. I actually think, I can't remember if that attack he does, if that actually, like, heals him too. Like, if it takes life from me and heals. I never really pay attention, but it feels like that's what that does. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna switch. I'm using the aloe potion, the aloe soups to heal, but I wonder if the wilderness stew will actually heal him better. Ooh, he glitched. Yeah, I mean, he's not really that bad. I mean, he seems a lot scarier. And, well, okay. As I say that, I'm getting low on life. Yeah, actually, he heals about the same. Oop. Okay. And he's gonna die. Boom. Dead. Alright, so he's got loot on him. I don't care about any of this, so we don't care. So the big thing, you want to make sure you skin him or whatever. I'm using my axe because that's what I have. Nope. Okay, well, if you get skinning, you get a lot more. But the big thing is you want this. The Heart of the King Scourge. Oh, maybe that's what he's called, the King Scourge. But that's what you want to get. This... I forget what this is for. I think this is one of those, like, story, part of the Conan story. So this is probably pretty unimportant. But the Heart of the King Scourge is the main thing. So we beat him. So the next step would be, is you want to come up here. Whatever. So on each side, there are 5 tablets you want to hit up. So you come into this room. We're on the right side right now. As you can see, that's where the staircase is. That's where the skeleton was. So on the right side, you got the little... whatever that is, lion dragon statue. On each side there's a tablet. You hit up the tablet. So that one we got the weapons. On this side we got the... it doesn't really say. But you hit up the tablet. There's 2 on that side. Oop, this one here. There's 1 in the middle. And then there's 2 on the left side. So it's 5 total. You want to make sure you hit up all 5 of these. And I'll show you what that is. Okay, there you go. Alright, now to... we're going to get out of the dungeon. Someone told me once... I've actually never looked into it because I really never cared about... It's not that hard to get out of here. Actually, we're using the Pippi mod. So what we can do is, with the beautiful Pippi mod, is you can actually set a home. Of course, I don't have my chat open. You can do it if you do a /home. If your server you play on lets you do it, you can actually instant teleport back home as long as you're not encumbered or in a fight. So I'm probably just going to do that. But if you're on a normal vanilla game, just run back the way you came. Unfortunately, unlike the dregs, I don't think there's a quick exit. I've never found one. I know there's a I know there is an exit in the back of this place. But I don't think there's an actual quick exit. like the Dregs has, where it's like right next to the boss. You can just take a gate and it takes you right outside. So, but again, it's not hard to just backtrack if you remember which way you came from. The place really isn't that big when you're fighting. When you're not fighting guys, you just run. So what I'll probably do is I'll just run out so you guys can see how to get through the place again, and then when I get outside, I'll just do the /home to get home real quick, and then we can look at the recipes we learned and why we needed to get that heart, and also why you might farm the King Scourge boss multiple times. I think I'm going the right way. Yeah, I am. There it is. Okay, so now we're here. We'll use the / I'll see you home. Okay, and we're back home. So, basically, let's take the helmet off so we can show our pretty hair. So here's our little outpost, as you can see. We got some guards that need to be equipped still, but they have some decent weapons on them. So that's a nice like elven archer and stuff like that. Some of the thralls we got from the jungle area. Just a regular tier named archer, nothing special. But as you can see, there's one of the player bases on the server. We're right below New Asgarth, or southeast-ish of New Asgarth, right near the little lake that's near it. It's a little outpost. It's kind of cool. We got a bunch of stuff. We got a little great bear up here. If we go down, you're gonna see a lot of thralls. Like I said, the clan has been pretty busy. It's just a little. It's got I think it's 8 circles or 6 circles, or whatever. But it's a little round base, kind of cool. Got some dancers. We got our nice little Vangul orcish half-breed dancer. Cool. We have some more Age of Calamitous thralls in our stations. We have the kiln. One of the players went to the unnamed city. Got the fragments of power, which we'll probably do a video on that. We'll do that one of the future episodes. We'll go to the unnamed city ourselves and get a bunch of cool stuff. So we'll show that in a future video. But it's a recipe you learn in the unnamed city. But anyways, the armor. So the armor we just learned. Let's see, where is it? I must have passed. There it is. So we learned that the Silent Legion armor, the gauntlets, the gloves, the pads, all that stuff. So as you can see, it's kind of nice because it takes the perfected heavy armor, which you make here at the this is the improved armors bench. And then it takes Star Metal, Black Ice, and Alchemical Base. So not too bad. Like these two are pretty easy to get. Black Ice is super easy to get. Star Metal with some of the newer updates, I actually find extremely easy to get now because it spawns a lot farther south than it used to. Alchemical Base is usually the biggest problem, which is not really a problem. It's something that if you haven't gained a lot of gold and silver up until this point to turn it into gold dust and the silver dust, then it's going to take a little while to get enough alchemical base to make the full set of armor. Because in order to make the heavy padding, wherever that is, let's see, heavy padding, you actually need hardened leather, which in order to make hardened leather, you need more alchemical base. And I think it's something like 60 hardened leather armor or 70 hardened leather armor to make enough paddings for the full set of armor, which means you need 70s, and the armor itself takes more. So it takes a good amount of alchemical base. Like I said, not hard to do, but it's not easy to do if you haven't been storing up in the meantime. Also, we learned, what weapons did we learn? I believe it's just a sword. It's not a sword I typically make, because usually by the time I go to the Black Keep, I really don't need the weapon that it gives you. But if you go there early enough, then it's... Let's see, where? Nope. Let's see. Where is it? You guys see it, you let me know. You point it out. Ah, there it is. Teliths Sorrow and Teliths Lement. There you go. 2 swords. And as you can see, you need the heart of the King Scourge. So you need 2 hearts, basically, if you want to make both weapons. I believe they're both 2-handed weapons. Are they both 2-handed? No, one's a 1-handed weapon. The short handle is a 1-handed. And then the long handle is a 2-handed sword. So, there you go. As far as mats to make them, Black Ice, the heart, the short handles, and then hardened steel for both. So that's all. Not, the mats aren't too bad. The King Scourge, you'd have to run him twice to make both. But if you only want to make like the two-handed sword, then you only need 1 heart, which you get 1 heart every time you beat him. So obviously, if you're gonna make a bunch of these swords for like your clan, you have to make a bunch of runs. But again, as you saw, it's not that hard. And once you get the key, you don't have to do that part again. Let's craft the armor. I'm not gonna have you guys watch me go back and forth between the stations. I mean, we have a bunch of star metal. Like I said, the clan itself has been doing a lot of runs. Between me and the clan, we've done some decent runs. Let's see what we got here. We have a bunch of hardened steel in here and stuff. So we do have the mats for it. Actually, do we have enough a chemical base? That's the question. Oh yeah, we have. Oh wow, somebody in the clan's been busy. But yeah, we have a bunch of chemical base. I know one of the clanmates has a big legendary mine, which is a mine in the Age of Calamitous that you use to you can actually get a bunch of goldstone from. Actually, we have one of the mines behind. Let me show you. Let's take a quick look around the back of the base. I don't have the legendary one at this outpost, but this is the regular resource mine, which gives you... Oh, wow, no one's taken anything out of it in a while. So, gives you these 3 resources. The next one up adds brimstone, tin, silver, and copper to the list of stuff it automatically gets. And then the next one up, which is right here, the legendary resource mine, which takes those mats to make, it adds cobalt, it adds all the gems, and it adds... gold. So, as you can see how much silver we had there, it's easy to get once you make the big one, which I think... Can we see it from here? This is another person's base down here on the server. Yep, there they go. They have the legendary mine right there. That's what it looks like. It's massive. He just kind of put it on a big pedestal because he kept getting purged, and they were destroying his mine. He was kind of getting upset about it, so he built it on a big foundation thing. Understandable. You got to protect your mines, right? So, one of the clanmates has one of those, I think, south, if I remember right. So they probably brought a bunch of gold up here and did that. But either way, let's craft that armor. Okay, so we crafted the armor. I dyed it also, so it's not the vanilla dye. I mean, obviously the armor's gonna look exactly what the boss looked like if you just get it regular. It's just a gray or dark gunmetal type metal. But here it is right here. The Silent Legion armor. We got some nice white, and we did some of the... I forget which one this is. It's one of the Age of Calamitous. It's the sky. I think it's the Arkenvale teal. I think that's the one. Since I have the white, Stormhold white, and the Arkenvale teal, and then I think that's pretty much the 2 colors I used. So, real nice armor. Let's see. Get into vanity mode. I love this armor. Like I said, it is the one. Well, it's one of the 2 best armors. The other one's the Chimerian, is the Cimmerian. What is it called? I can never remember names. But it's where is it? This one right here. No, I lied. Not that one. There, right here. The Cimmerian Warrior. So Cimmerian Steel. This is one of the other ones that are really good. I think 238. What's this one? Oh yeah, so this one's slightly higher. So this is probably the best one then. But this gives heat protection, whereas the Cimmerian Steel gives cold protection. So in the vanilla game, this is the best heat protection. The other one's the best cold protection. But I actually think this is the coolest looking armor. I really, really like it. Especially when you dye it. This actually dyes really well. Like if you do like a red dye, it makes it look really awesome. Even if you do like the chainmail, I did it white. But if you do it in colors, it actually comes out really good. This armor is really, really, really cool to dye. And this, as you can kind of tell, this armor is what they use to model the Cold Embrace's heavy armor after a little bit. Obviously, the helmet's a lot different on the Cold Embrace, but it's kind of modeled the same. If not, they probably take some things that are exactly the same from this. Either way, it's really cool armor. High stats. It does give heat protection, as you see, 2 bars per piece. And then we're looking at like 72, 180. Oh, what is it? You have 10 armor, right? By 80. Okay, so 80 armor by regular. So 800. So that gives you a 720 armor boost. Boom. Now we're awesome. I'm not gonna bother. Well, I guess I could. Let's go get those. Let me go get. Let's see. I actually have a heart in here already. There we go. let's make the 2 swords. Let's see if I have enough to make the 2 swords. There it is. So let's put 1 heart, 2 hearts in there, and then what do we need to make them again? Let's make the 2 swords so you guys can see stats on it. So I need hardened steel, I need the short and long candle, and black ice. Okay, let's make the long. Oh, I make it here. No, woodworking bench. I'll let you guys watch me make this one while I talk. That's dagger handle. That's long handle. So we need insulated wood, and we need insulated wood and regular leather and thick leather. Cool. I think. Let's see. Aha, we already had a bunch of those made. So we just need thick and regular leather. We'll just take, as you can see, we have a bunch of both. It's nice to have. See, this is the nice thing about when you have mats stacked up. You have people just continuously get mats, dump them in, pre-make some stuff, but not everything, because you don't want a crap load of everything, right? It's nice because then when you go to make stuff, you already have it. If I had to actually get all this leather or make all this insulated wood, like it probably would have took an extra like 45 minutes to an hour to make this gear, depending on what you actually had already. So it is nice to start building stuff up. As soon as you can start, that's one of my biggest suggestions for this game. It's kind of the same suggestion I think I made in episode 1 or 2 with the fish traps. The second you can craft them, put them down. You may not need the fish, but you know, if you put it down on your first day of playing, and then a week later you're high enough level where you need to start using oils and ichor and stuff like that, you already have thousands of fish and thousands of shrimp you can make it with. Well, same with everything else, you know. Put the resource down mine as soon as you can. The lumber mill. Start gathering hardened steel, I said, right? Hardened steel would be in here. Nope. Hardened steel would be in here. You know, start putting the stuff down, start getting the resources, start making stuff. I mean, soon as I get leather from everything. And you know, I'll skin everything. Everything I kill, I'll skin it. Same with my clanmates. And you just, even though you don't need thousands of leather, you need the tar. So the second I get this tar, I'll come over here to the alchemist. Oh, maybe not him. Maybe not him. But we'll start. You know, I'll put the tar in there, and I'll start making myself some. Or there's no steel metal in here, or steel fire in here. But I'll start making steel fire right off the bat. Because again, maybe you don't need steel yet, but it's better to have this stuff cooking, and you get experience from it, than waiting till you actually hit level 30, or sorry, 20, until you hit level 20 when you need steel. And same with like hardened, or no, it's 30. Anyways, whatever level you hit steel at. Why am I blanking on things? What level is it? I'm just gonna put it. We'll look real quick. It is 30. Okay, yeah. So instead of waiting to level 30 to make steel fire, have it making between level 15 and 30. So then when you hit level 30, the second you hit level 30, you already have steel bars made, because you can make those things. So just do everything pre. It makes things a lot easier as you get through the game, and it just it makes it a little more. It makes it a little less overwhelming. I think that's all we needed, right? Where is it? Ooh, we have so many recipes now. Oh, black ice. Black ice is... I think black ice I have in the furnace area. Yep. A lot of black ice. Black ice is so easy to get. You can get thousands of black ice. Like, so easy. You can take one trip over there. Get a bunch. You go with a buddy or something. You can come back with thousands of black ice. Depending on your encumbrance level. Boom. Okay, let's... Why do I only craft one of these? Oh, yeah, because I only have one. I only have one handle. That's right. Alright, let's take a look at this sword. It's not going to be better than the sword I'm currently using, I believe, because this sword I'm using right now is a legendary sword. We end up killing one of the nice little bosses that are around the map. I call them world bosses, but they're just... The bosses that are just in random areas. Got one of the nice little ancient skeleton keys. Open a chest, and we happen to get that sword. Alright. Let's take a look. So let's take a look at the one-handed sword first. Alright, so the one-handed sword. Ooh, that's a nice looking sword. Let's see. Actually, you know what? Let's go upstairs. Let's go outside. Trying to get a nice angle on it. Ooh, that's kind of nice. Stat-wise, the sword is 54 health damage, 10% armor pen, and it adds cripple as a status defect debuff, whatever. Durability 1350, not too shabby. So next, so the sword we were using was the Jedi's Greatsaber 6014. Oh wow, it actually, I lied. It is better. 6014. 6715. Wow, we just found a new sword. So I lied. The Teliths Sorrow is actually a better two-handed sword than the Jedi's Greatsaber. I know there are probably better two-handed swords. I just thought being a legendary it would be better off the bat, but durability actually I think it's the same. I think when this is actually healed up, it has 1750 or 1800. So wow, looks like we're doing a new sword. Let's pull the puppy out. Oh, this is a beautiful sword. Look at that. Where's that shine? Give that shine back. Saw it. Oh, there it is. There it is. Look at that. This is a nice looking sword. So 67 health damage, 15% armor pen. Same stats or debuff cripple. And this will obviously sunder because it's a two-handed sword. So, yeah. That's actually really cool. I was not aware of that. So actually it's a good thing I made that. But yeah, actually, so that's pretty much gonna be it for this episode. We did the dungeon. Hopefully the stats help you out a little bit, deciding what you're gonna do. But yeah, we did the Black Keep. We crafted the armor. I dyed it to make it look all pretty. Actually, I just think it looks more badass like this. Honestly, like the gray is really nice, but almost any color you could dye the same pink and it looks way better than the standard color. One of the colors I don't really like on this. I've actually tried dyeing the metal black, but it turns out more like a gray. So it's one of the colors I think, one of the few armors that doesn't benefit from like a white and black type mix. But you can do it if you wanted to. It's all personal preference, obviously, but I think it looks pretty cool like this. Okay, everyone. So that's going to be the end of the video. Hopefully the Black Keep and the stats on the armor and the weapons help you out deciding if it's a place you want to go. Like I said, you do have to be level 50 to go there and to learn those recipes. Otherwise, it will say you must know this recipe to learn these, to read these tablets or whatever. So make sure you don't go there too early. Other than, I mean, I guess you could go there and defeat the King Scourge and farm up hearts. You just won't be able to learn the recipes there until you're level 50. Unless somebody in your clan already knows it. But either way, hopefully it helps. It's kind of cool that I actually found out that the Teliths Sorrow was better statted than my current legendary weapon that I got from one of the legendary chests. So that's kind of cool. New to me. Sometimes, you know, there's so many weapons and armors in the game, you can't keep track of what does what. So, and they're always modifying and playing with stuff. So, I was not aware of that, but that's kind of nice because now I can switch to that weapon. A little more armor penetration, never hurt anybody. A little more damage, pretty good. So I'll take it. Like I said, this is the best until you get to you're high enough to make the Age of Calamitous armors, which are way better. This literally is the best, highest armor rated. The only downside is it is a heavy armor, so if you don't have the agility to actually make it so you can roll in this armor, which with the buff I can roll in the armor now, or with the perk, the agility, the fourth one, Nimble Tumbler. So without that one, I would just be sidestepping, which is, depending on your playstyle, may not be good. I don't think sidestepping is really doable at all, unless you're really unless you're hardcore tanking, you don't use a shield. Like the way I was just doing it in that dungeon, I was just using a two-handed sword and I was just tanking through stuff. Then Nimble Tumbler probably doesn't make it that much of a difference, because you're just tanking damage anyway, so you don't really have to roll out of the way. But either way, it's a nice perk, but it is a good armor regardless. So I definitely would get that as soon as you can until you can make the Age of Calamitous stuff. But either way, we will be putting out a lot more episode videos. We'll be doing them close together. We're not going to go as long as we did between episode 4 and episode 5. I'm trying to keep them a lot close together. We're also trying to keep this videos a little shorter. So definitely hit that subscribe button so you get notified when the next episode comes out. And we actually have a bunch of how-tos and tutorial showcase videos in the works for the Age of Calamitous mod. So like I said, hit that subscribe button, get notified as soon as they drop. When they drop, I'm hoping to put some out in the next day or two. And if you enjoy the video, hit that like button. I really do appreciate it. It lets me know what you guys are interested in and also helps out the channel immensely. If you have any questions or comments or corrections to anything I said in the video, I know there's a couple things I was kind of guessing on because I usually just hip fire this. I try not to do too scripted. I have an idea what I'm going to do in the videos, but as far as like what I say and what actually happens during the video is just more of off the, hip fire. So sometimes I don't have the numbers or the exact things in front of me, so I have to look them up later or try to do it off memory. So more times than not that I'm right, though. But the big things I'm always right on. Anyways, feel free to leave in the comment section below. And if you're interested in the content, we do stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/RagnarrockLive. We have a Discord channel, a lot of cool people in there. We're always talking about Conan, or talking about Conan lately more than anything else. But we're always sharing knowledge, test patch information, and helping each other out and stuff like that. So links for both are in the description below. I appreciate it as always, and as always, fear the reckoning.